I'm Meredith.
I'm Elise. And this is your 20s. What the fuck is up?
Hey, bitches. Welcome back.
That's quite the intro.
Bitches and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's the proper way.
What is the equivalent of the word bitches for guys? Dicks?
Dicks.
Bitch.
Yeah, but that's
hey,
kind of fucked up
bitches
because
and dicks. Yeah, it's like, I feel like bitches, okay, so I feel like bitch has it's definitely has a,
I'm sorry.
it definitely is different based off of the context that you use it in.
Yeah.
So you could be like, hey, bitch. And it would be like, oh,
Yeah.
that's like, it's my bitch. You know, she's saying hi to me.
Positive term.
Or you could be like, you're a bitch. And that's
it's
very
scary.
different. It's the tone of voice. Whereas I feel like dick is just bad all around. You
Can't
know?
take that seriously. But it's also like,
I had an uncle named Dick.
oh,
That's just,
Well.
I just thought I'd add that in there.
that's unfortunate.
Well, he lived in Hawaii, so that was cool.
I'm happy for Dick then.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
What up,
Jesus
bitches and dicks?
Christ.
Let's
That. Let's-
reverse that. Okay.
Hey,
Hi guys. My name's Elise Haskell,
I'm Meredith Brita.
and welcome to
This is
your
your
20s,
20s. Oh, that was
baby.
good. That was
Yeah,
good. We
we're in
didn't
sync
practice
today.
that. Mhm.
Let me just add that it is a 10:55, not 30, 10:55 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
You said 10:55 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
A.m.
Yes, just
in
to
the
be
morning,
clear.
not p.m. And I'm a little tired, but we're gonna get through this.
Well, you were up till 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I took a nice little melatonin last night at about midnight. Conked out.
We
I
had
feel
very
very
different
well
nights.
rested. Yeah, we did. But the night before, we also had very different nights.
Yeah.
I was making up for the sins of the night before.
Yeah.
By
I got
a full night's rest.
full night's sleep and melatonin. That stuff
Yeah,
is nice.
I got like some strong. I ordered on Amazon. I got 12 milligram melatonin, and normally the ones you get at like Walgreens are 5 milligrams for one.
Whoa.
So I literally
Knocked out.
I was conked out, but I needed that because I didn't sleep at all last week.
We should just do an episode of stories because that reminded me of a story. That one time, my mom and I had a long flight from Cape Town to the U.S., and we both took a really strong melatonin and knocked out like the full 11 hours.
You're kidding.
It was wild. Like they had meals that we missed. They had snacks that we missed. I was pissed. I was hungry as fuck when I woke
Yeah.
up. But that shit will do it.
No,
That did it.
yeah, no, I'm very happy with my purchase. It's only $10 with Amazon Prime. Got it the next day. Yes, we love Amazon Prime. So
All right, what are we talking about
let's
today?
get back on track, bitches and dicks.
Bitches and dicks.
Today we're talking about the new decade, baby, the
Woo.
year 2020, and what that will bring.
Woo!
I know.
It's
crazy.
2020?
It's the roaring 20s, baby.
Oh my, it's the roaring 20s.
Isn't that crazy?
That's-
Isn't that so cool?
that's wild.
We should all start dressing like flapper girls again. And then the men can walk around with those bowling hats.
Cigars.
And, cigars and cigarettes on those long things that they carry around. You know, like they look like giant wands, and then you put a cigarette at the end of the wand, and it's very classy.
I know what you're talking about.
And they walk around with canes, not because they need them, but because they're a fun accessory. I think I'm making this up.
No, literally, I feel like people in the 1920s just did whatever the fuck they wanted. Like they
Yeah.
were party animals, they had fun, and then it all crashed and
Well, it
burned.
was the Prohibition era. And then I think it was split. I think there was like the very religious people that were like, no, drinking is
Yeah.
bad. Women, you can't show your ankles. It's
Nope.
seductive. And then there were the other people that were like, fuck that.
Let's go crazy.
Let's put our cigarettes on wands and walk around with canes.
I
Ladies.
feel like you and I would definitely be in the party category.
Yeah, most likely.
So let's make this the roaring 20s.
Yeah, baby. I liked that, how we just came full circle with
Yeah.
that.
That
Yeah,
was
we
cute.
totally planned for all of this to happen.
Bitches and dicks.
Ah!
Okay, but
I'm
it's-
so sorry, Mom and Dad.
On
Please
a
don't hate me.
serious note,
Yes.
it is 2020, the year we graduate college.
Yeah,
one.
crazy,
So
crazy.
pat yourself on the back,
We did
Americans.
it. Well,
I remember
I have one semester left. Anything's
we got-
possible.
We got one semester, but we basically made it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being like in like 8th grade, even like 5th grade, and looking at the year 2020, and I'm like, holy shit, there's no way I'm making it. I'm not making it that far. Like,
It just seems so far removed.
yes.
I mean, God, I think back to like 2016 was the year for me that like everything changed.
Yep.
I think I saw a tweet the other day that said that was like 2016. It all went downhill from there. I don't think it went downhill. I just think my life like it's just a different chapter.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Yeah.
I can barely remember what I was like when I graduated high school. And I thought I was the shit when I graduated high school.
Me too.
I mean, I think everyone kind of does. And then you get here and like so much changes. It's just wild.
Yeah.
I don't know if like in 2020 when I graduate and then we move on to whatever life brings after that, if there's going to be as much change in a 4-year period from like 22 to 26 for me that there was from like 18 to 22. Like I don't see that happening. But I could be wrong, so I don't know. We'll find out.
I hope it happens. Even though it's been crazy, I love how much I've changed.
Yeah,
Like,
I do too. I'm very proud of the person I've become, that's for sure.
yes.
But yeah, so 2020, we want to talk about our New Year's resolutions.
Yep.
Start with that and then start talking about kind of any anxieties that we have with the idea of graduating, also things that we're excited about, what our plans are at the current moment, if those are going to change by May, because they probably will, and yeah, just life from there, I guess.
Yes. Let's do
So, what are your New Year's resolutions?
it. Ooh, it's okay. So it's good to start thinking about them early because then you get to like Christmas and you have 5 days to get your goals together, and that's just not good if you actually want to go through with them. Which
That's
I'm a
true.
big believer that you have to go through with your goals, or else you're not going to improve as a person. So this is a big year. It's a new decade. So make goals now. One of my goals is to make goals that I'm going to keep. So that's
Yeah.
one. But I think for me, I made a bunch of goals for 2019, and like coming now, it's like December, and I've stuck to a lot of those goals. I'm like, wow, this is the first year I've actually done that, where I've stuck to goals and I've seen progress and I've stayed consistent, and it's like the best feeling ever. Like I'm so happy right now with myself.
What were your goals that you stuck to?
So my goals, one, I wanted to be in the gym like consistently. So I started doing 5 days a week in the weekdays, and I did it. Like I've done
Yeah.
that. I mean, there's been weeks where it's been off, of course, and days I've missed, but like I've stayed pretty consistent, and I did not think I could ever do that at first.
Right.
So that's one.
That's great.
Two was just like, just go for it. Like that's what happened with this podcast. I was like, you know, there are two types of people in the world. There are people who do, and there are people who watch other people do.
True.
And I was like, I'm done being the person watching Netflix all the time and just like, I don't know, procrastinating my dreams because I'm not sure how to start. I just went in and I just did it. I still don't know how to start. I still don't know what I'm doing, but we're here and we're figuring it out every day, and it's fun, and I love
think
it.
we really are. I think everyone gets a little bit better. You tweak every time. And I think that's so true that like with anything in life, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be a new job, it can be a new relationship. Like you don't know how it's going to go when you start it, but like
No idea.
don't let the fear of what could happen stop you from trying it at all, because yeah, you may fail, but like what if you don't? Like you will never
Yes.
know. Don't just sit there and wait. It's not going to come to you. You know?
Right.
Grab the bull by the horns,
Grab
bitches
it.
and dicks.
Bitches
Grab
and
it.
Do it. Yeah, no, that was my biggest one in 2020. I'm just going to keep going with that, you know? What about you,
I like
Mary?
that. Honestly, I don't think I really. So for me, I don't really set like tangible goals because, or like, that's not true. I set goals. I guess I just don't call them like New Year's resolutions because for me, with that comes like a sense of pressure to succeed in those. And then I'm definitely the type of person where I hold a lot of weight in those things. And whether or not I should or shouldn't, that's a different story. But I feel like when I put that type of pressure on myself and then I don't succeed, I feel like a big failure. And so for me, it's more of just like going with what feels right. But I did find that this year, I think I had the most growth this year than any other year that I've had without putting that pressure on myself to like, have this New Year's resolution and get it done by the end of, December 2019. Because I think for me, it was kind of like, okay, so is that just a goal that like once I achieve it, I just stop? Like, or am I going to continue to grow off of that? But that's kind of how I've always been. And I think about that too, like when I make like to-do lists for the day, I'll put like 10 different things down that I have to do. And then I just get so overwhelmed with all the things that I see that I have to do.
I thought you were about to cry.
No, I just got a frog in my throat really bad.
Are you good?
I have to see.
These to-do lists, man.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
I know that did sound like you're like, what's going on?
Tearing up. Anyway.
So once I started changing that to doing 2 or 3 things a day that I really needed to get done, and then the rest, if I had extra time, then I was like, oh, sweet, I can do one more thing. But if not, like, cool, we got it done, and then we save the rest for tomorrow. I think that's helped me a lot with, like, how I kind of set my goals and actually get them done. So I think I try to take that same kind of, like, mindset to the new year. Just have big kind of umbrella ideas for myself, and then it kind of comes naturally, I think. And I think for me, the biggest thing that I wanted to accomplish this year was going to South Africa at the beginning of the year. I wanted to just basically track my growth from January to April. And I never wrote anything down. Well, I did journal. I had like a blog while I was over there, which I think was cool, so I can reflect on that. But like personally, I feel like I wanted to, I don't know, just like make sure that what I was doing, I was taking some deeper meaning out of just like, and like a 3-month vacation. And I definitely think I did. I think I came back with a completely different perspective on things and like how to approach people and how to live my life. And I am a bit bummed, I'll be honest, because I feel like I had that mindset for maybe like a month after I got home, and then I kind of fell back into like my normal routine of like just kind of letting things dictate how I felt rather than, especially coming back to school, letting it kind of just like, I don't know, like it was like a big giant wave and I just felt like it kind of just took me with it rather than me feeling like I had control over like what was happening, which is what I pictured for myself. And it didn't happen that way, and that was really discouraging for me. Now I feel like I'm kind of out from the other end of it, and I can see that it was a blessing because it just showed me that I do still have a lot more work to do, and like it's never gonna be like a complete A to B process, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
So it was weird for me. I feel like my year was kind of like the first couple of months were really, really high. Summer was good. It was fine. It was normal. And then
you were working your ass off.
Yeah, I was working a lot this year. Like 6 months of my year was 9 to 5, which is kind of crazy. But so that was good. I feel like I learned a lot from that, and I'll be prepared for the real world in that sense. But yeah, the second half of the year was not great, and it's still not great, to be honest, but I feel like hopeful for next year. I really do. So
I love New Year. Honestly, New Year is my favorite holiday because it's just like a new beginning. It's like a new chapter. Like it's just exciting, and like New Year's Eve is just so fun for me. I love sparkly stuff too, and like being bougie and just like going
like
wearing
it's your holiday.
Literally, it's the one holiday I can wear what I want to wear and not look like I'm so different from everyone else. Even last night, so we had Christmas like parties at our campus, and I was going to like a more of a formal event, and so I was like in this like tight dress and like these black boots, and everyone's in like fun Christmas gear, and I was like, I am so extra, and it's just a part of me that I've come to accept and love and realize. But
I think
love
everyone
New Year's.
sees you that way too. Like I don't think people are like, what's going on? They're like, oh, that's Elisa.
Oh, there
She's
she
wearing
is.
what she wants. Like, are we surprised at all? Like, it would be a little bit different, I think, if I or, I don't know, anyone else for that matter was like, I'm going to class today, and I'm gonna
Wear what I
wear
want.
my tight bodycon dress.
So you're telling me if I wore that to class, you wouldn't be surprised?
No, I don't think I
Wow.
would.
Okay, I love that about myself.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I mean, I think that means that you're clearly like very authentic to who you are, and I think that not
Yes.
only you feel that on the inside, but it's projected to the outside world,
Okay.
and you don't have much of a mask.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I think that that's.
Mare and
Yeah,
I.
we were talking about this. I knew that this was gonna
You
go there.
know this is where it's gonna go. So Mare and I downloaded CoStar this week, and it literally changed my life. And if you don't believe in any of this stuff, that's fine. I get it, but
Yeah.
it was just all too accurate when I was reading it, and it is so interesting to learn about yourself. Like
Yeah.
download this app.
It really is very
CoStar,
cool.
where's our sponsor? Where's our money?
Yeah, I know.
But
seriously.
download this app, put in your date of birth and the time
Mm-hmm.
you were born, and it'll tell you just like your signs, your rising, your moon, your whatever, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know any of this existed.
Yeah.
And it was just so eye-opening to me because
Let's explain this a little bit to them. I think this is
Yes.
a cool thing. So I feel like you understand a little bit better. So like, what is explain your sun, right?
Yes.
Your rising,
rising and moon.
and your moon. Okay.
That's like the extent of what I know, but I want to know everything. So
Yeah.
I'm like geeked out about it. So sun, here we go. Sun is who you really are to like other people. And it's just like your
like the essence
core
of who you are.
Yeah, it's like your core. It's like genuinely who you are. Your moon is how you feel on the inside. Your moon is
Yeah.
like your wave of emotion, how you think others perceive you and how you perceive yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what is it? Rising?
Wait. What? So we. Yeah.
Rising is your mask. So that's your, right? If I'm wrong, please email me. Email
Yeah.
thisisyour20s@gmail.com and
Wait,
correct
I'll just
me.
look it up.
But if I'm correct, rising is your mask that you put on for other people's approval. So it's really interesting because I'm a Leo, and I fully know that I am a Leo. Like I'm the Leoist Leo of them all.
Yeah, she really is. She has hair to match it even.
Yeah,
The
but
lioness.
it's funny because like there's also a saying that like if someone you're close to has like either a moon or a rising that's the same as yours, you understand each other better. And Mare is a rising Leo.
Yeah.
And I feel like we connect on that level because we both have this Leo side to us.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so it says, so whereas your rising sign is your surface level personality and your moon sign is your private emotional self, your sun is your personality center, much in the way that the sun is the center of our little universe. So, yeah, rising is surface level, so how others perceive you. Moon is your inner self, your private emotional
Emotions.
self.
Yeah.
Your sun is your personality center. So I guess the core of who you really are.
Wow.
So my sun is Libra. And then, yeah, I have to look it up. I don't know where I put my phone's over there. My sun is Libra. I think my moon, you said my rising is Leo. And my moon is Aquarius.
Yeah.
So for Aquarius, I don't want to get this wrong, but it was something like emotional detachment. Aquarius sign. There we go. Every time I hear that, I think the song "The Age of Aquarius." Hey, do you know that song?
No.
Okay. Fuck. Whatever. Okay.
Don't know that one.
Oh, look, and that makes sense. Okay, so it says the most compatible people are Geminis and Libras. So like, that makes
Oh.
sense. Okay.
This is also interesting.
Everything you need to know about Aquarians.
Make sure it's moon, Aquarius moon. Because Aquarius sun is different.
Oh, fuck.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's the same traits. It's just like,
oh, maybe.
I don't know. Well, we could be totally butchering this, and if we are, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
like, I love
Yeah, I'm
this.
so
And then
sorry
it's-
for anyone that like actually knows about this stuff. God, it's so basic of us. I can't
Anyway.
believe it. It says we're big brain Charlies.
Oh.
Analytical, objective, clever, and a teeny bit chilly. They don't do feelings. No, thank you very much. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm definitely consider myself a big brain Charlie.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Like, I think they think that they're really smart.
Okay, you are really smart, so.
I think maybe, like, I think I'm, like, a little bit brainier than I probably am. And then a teeny bit chilly, that's definitely true. I'm very detached sometimes.
She said that's very true.
Oh yeah, I can be such a bitch sometimes. Are you kidding me? Wow. Anyone that really knows me knows that. So yeah, I mean that makes sense. And then Libra is like the balance, like they're all about justice and peace, and I guess that's the core of who I actually am, which I think makes a lot of sense because I spend so much of my time like analyzing arguments on like either side of things and like trying to make sense of what makes the most sense to me. Like I spend so much time with that material. And then Leo is, you know, center of attention, like loves to be the center of attention, loves to have a big, confident personality, things like that. So
yes,
I think I got a little bit of everything in there,
yes.
which makes sense because I feel like I'm so like unsure of who I am at some points that it makes sense that I have aspects of all these different things.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, wait, what am I actually? So
yeah.
it does. It's very interesting. It's cool.
Okay. So I am, oh, this is not me. This is my friends. Dang it. Okay. So I'm Leo, but I'm also, my moon is Capricorn. And then, oh, it's not going to load. I'll just go on base up. And then I think, oh, the alien is back. Quit. I can cut this out.
Is he on? I think it's when we start talking.
Hello.
So we just have to talk like this the whole time so that the alien
We
can
gotta-
never get us.
Alien can't catch up.
This episode is a hot mess.
Yeah, we
but I
gotta
really
get
like
back
it.
on
I really like it.
Topic. Anyway, so I don't know what my rising is because I forgot, but Capricorn, my moon in Capricorn. Anyway, all I'm trying to say about this sign shit is a goal of yours, bring it full circle, a goal of yours for 2020 should be to get to know yourself better because the more you understand yourself, the better you're going to do in life and the more you're going to succeed and do what you actually want to do in life. So this might help. It doesn't help a lot of people, but it helped me and it helped Mare.
That's very true.
And one of my goals is to definitely learn more about myself as we graduate. Like, what the fuck am I going to do with my life?
Yeah.
And I want to figure that out.
I think one of my goals is like to make sure that I'm spending more time with my family. I feel like last year I was gone so much. Like I went from South Africa and then I was home for a couple of weeks. I moved to Chicago for the summer and then I went like right back to school. Like now I think about it, this entire year, I think I've maybe spent like in consecutive, like if you think about it, like maybe 1 month with my family.
Whoa.
Which is like crazy. And I feel like they're the people that definitely ground me. My family is crazy. I mean, like we have lots of, it's not like a, you know,
cookie cutter.
They're known by any means, but like I think
yeah.
I'm starting to realize now that it's like a blessing, and I have like obviously my parents are divorced, but that means I kind of get like an extra set of family on each side, which is really cool. Now that I'm older, I think when I was younger, I was like, "Who are you, my step monster? Get out of here!" And now
I feel that.
and now I'm like whatever, like
step
as long
monster.
because I think I didn't realize that adults are humans. Parents are people too.
Yes.
And they like
They
deserve
fuck up.
love and they fuck up and they're just like us basically. Yeah, I think once I got past that, I started to realize it was a blessing, and I feel like as I'm getting older, my circle just gets smaller and smaller, and I just need my family around me. Like they just keep me, they keep me insane, but they also keep me sane. Like when I need it. Yeah, grounded is the word
Especially
I can think of.
your sister.
Especially my sister.
Yes, I love her sister. She's an older sister, and she's like my BFF as well.
So my sister and Elise look more like sisters than me and my sister look like sisters. It's crazy.
Weird.
Like they just have the same features. But yeah, my sister, I want to bring her on the show. I've said that before. She's 24. She's like right in the thick of it, almost 25. Definitely in a limbo period in her life, but I think she could be like great insight if we talk about career and things of that nature. So yeah, she's my rock. That's for sure. We're totally different, but she's like my, I don't know,
balance.
She's my balance.
She's in grad school, correct?
She's in grad school. Yes,
doing the damn thing.
So she's gonna graduate grad school when I graduate undergrad.
Wow,
which is really exciting. So we're gonna have like a giant joint grad party.
Oh, my little brother's graduating high school this year
really?
too. Yes, I'm so excited.
So what is he like?
He's my rock.
What is that gonna entail for him? Like, what are his 2020 plans?
I think he is looking at some schools for fashion design. And being the older sister, I'm pretty proud of myself because I told him from my experience at college, don't go to school if you don't know really what you want to do or even have any idea, because school is a lot of money. And just because everyone goes right after high school doesn't mean it's for you.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's going to work out for you. Doesn't mean you should.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, I know very well that you have an entrepreneur mindset.
Mm-hmm.
He is amazing. He's like my idol. He, from a young age, has like created clothes. He'll go thrift shopping. He'll sell stuff for like triple the price. He'll buy shoes, fix them up, and sell them. And he's just so like, he gets his money from his work, and he loves it. So he loves fashion, right? And I'm like, he also loves music. So he's getting into producing, and this episode will be out by Christmas, but I'm getting him a music producing, what's it called?
Aww.
Like system or
Cool.
program on it for his computer so we can start that. But I'm telling him, like, I wish someone had told me this when I was graduating high school. Like, what do you like to do? Go into that because you can have a career in that. And he's like, I like fashion. I'm like, go into fashion then.
Yeah.
He's like, no, like, that's not reliable or whatever. Fuck that. I don't care. Like, go into it because you are passionate about it and you're going to succeed in that. And
Because your passion will take you where
further.
you want to go.
Yeah.
When you went into college, did you know what you wanted to do? Because I didn't.
I did. I wanted to do this. Like, I was like excited about communications.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, yeah, Mary and I are both communications majors. So I was like, ultimately I wanted to be like an influencer, a voice for other people type of thing. And this is like only the beginning, which is super exciting because I don't know, it's just fun to do this finally.
Yeah.
But I know for my brother, like, he would love to have his own clothing brand, like clothing line. And that's so cool.
That is really cool.
Like, I can't wait to see where he goes. Love you,
Yeah.
Christian.
Oh, I think for me too, like going into college, like I said I didn't know what I want to do. I mean, that's true to some degree. I didn't know like the way some people are like, oh, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to take this path, like a very clear cut. This is 4 years here. This is 6 years here. And this is my career. You know, like that's, so many people are blessed enough to know that like that's what they want to do and they're passionate about that. And I think that's amazing. I've never like had like a clear direction. I thought I wanted to do broadcast journalism, realized that wasn't for me. But then I texted Elise like the last podcast we recorded when we talked about body positivity. That wasn't the last one, but one of the most recent ones. And I texted her and I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yes.
Like I haven't figured out like that, like up until now, seriously. Like, and that just goes to show that you don't necessarily have to have it figured out even by senior year. I think people are like, oh, you have time. Like I hear that a lot. You have time. Don't worry. You have time. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out by senior year. And it's like, okay, well, I think part of so much of my anxiety at the beginning of this year was like, I still don't know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And to some degree, I still don't, but I feel like I'm definitely getting a clearer path, like of how I can use my message and my story for like a greater good and not just let that be like a side piece of my life, which is really important to me.
Yeah.
So obviously we don't know if this is going to like take off the way we want it to, but regardless, it's something we want to do. So we're hoping that our passion for it is going to take us far enough anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
And we genuinely love doing this.
Yeah.
And when people come up to us like they have, and they say they've listened and they say they find it relatable,
or
like
they
that.
like post on their Instagram story or something like that.
Yes, that is like Christmas morning to me. Like you have no idea how much the support means. Like thank you so much for
definitely
anyone who's tuned in this far and like stuck with us. Like we really want this to blow up. So help us.
Yeah, and like send us, like we have the email set up for a reason. This is your20s@gmail.com. Please send us like anything that you want us to talk about because, you know, we obviously have like a list of ideas, but there is going to come a point where we hit all those ideas, and of course we're going to get, you know, new ones as they come. But like we want to hear from you guys because this is ultimately for you guys.
Yeah.
So if you guys have anything that you want us to touch upon, we're willing to like tackle it regardless of what it is.
Yes.
And it can be controversial too. Like we don't have to sit here and agree with each other, you know, all the time. I think that's very important to have like open dialogue about things. So yeah, I mean, as the new year rolls around, I think the goal for me too is like this podcast becomes like
Mm-hmm.
everything, you
Mhm.
know, and it becomes, because I think we both kind of started it like with trepidation, and we
Yep.
were like, oh, okay, we'll see what happens. And I think now that we're hearing from people that are really enjoying it, and we're also getting so much like fulfillment out of it, like this is now my 2020 goal to see this.
Bro.
Yeah, and
Take
like
off.
let's say right now, like what's the date? We're recording this on December
8th.
8th. Let's say by December 8th of 2020, let's like, what do we want to say about this podcast? I don't know. Like, what do we want for this?
Well, I wanted to be on your Spotify top podcast because you know how they do the end of the year thing?
Yeah.
And,
oh, yeah, like the wrap up.
Yeah, and mine were like my top podcast. I'm like, how cool would it be if we were someone's top podcast?
Yeah.
Like, that's my goal.
That's cool. Even if that's the thing too, is like even one person, if we are the voice, or I don't know,
the top
a
one.
therapy for some person, like that is enough for me.
Yeah.
So let's say that's our goal. We want someone to be we want to be someone's top wrap up Spotify 2020 podcast.
2020 goals.
Yes, baby.
One, check. See,
Yes.
it's easy. Anyone can do it. Make your
Yes.
goals. Okay. Oh, I wanted to talk about something I started this year. That I learned from someone I look up to very much. His name's Tristan Parmley. Shout out. He also runs a podcast called Mind Fluxed, and he kind of was the one who was like, "Elise, you want to start a podcast? Do it. Like, what's holding you back?" And I was like, "You're so fucking right." I was like, "Mayor, let's do this thing. I'm
Yeah.
hype. Let's do it." So shout out Tristan. He taught me to write in my journal, and I've always been a journaler, and for some people it doesn't work, but for me it has like literally changed my life this year. So he told me to write down a gratitude list every day, which I've kind of fell off on. Actually, completely I fell off on. Guess kind of. No, completely. But I'm going to get back on in 2020. And an affirmation list. And he's like, if you add that to your morning routine, it sets the mood for the whole day. So an affirmation list is like, you write down, I will blah, blah, blah. I will do this. I will work out today. Anything. It can be something small. I will eat a healthy lunch. I don't know. It's just reaffirming things in your mind so they're actually real instead of just like goals or dreams, or like you're writing them down and they're going to happen. And it's
You're
awesome.
writing it into existence.
Yes. And then the not self, what was it?
Affirmations.
Not affirmations, the gratitude list.
Oh, okay.
The gratitude list just like sets off your day like in a very grateful way, and you just take a step back and just realize what you do have and like what you're grateful for, and it's awesome. It could be something so small, like I'm grateful for a good night's rest that I had last night. I'm grateful for a dream I had. I'm grateful that I had a blanket to cover my body last night. Little things, it just sparks something in your mind. So that's something I would say work on maybe in 2020 if you just feel like every day is kind of like a struggle or like a burden almost. Like you wake up and you're like, fuck, here we go. Like change your morning routine, because that's how I felt. I'm in college. Every morning I was like, fuck, here we go. Gotta go to class. Gotta do this. I have so much shit to do, blah, blah, blah. And that's just not healthy. Then you're just
Right.
going to have a terrible day.
Yeah.
Like you fucked yourself already.
Right.
And it's 9 a.m. So yeah, that's something that might help someone. Helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think for me, I mean, we talked about Spotify. Sorry, I just like actually had a brain fart right there.
Spotify.
But I think for me, I've started to realize this could be applicable to some people and not for others, but I have lost my faith a lot, and still kind of on the journey of figuring out what exactly I do and don't believe. It's been like a constant thought in the back of my head.
That's our next episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so for me, I think I just like came to this realization last night that there's just a big void that's missing in my life. And
Last night?
yeah.
Damn. Okay.
It's my
Okay.
melatonin thoughts.
You're laying in bed
I'm
like,
like, oh, there's a giant void missing.
it'd be like that.
Yeah, seriously.
Late night thoughts.
But I think I think back to a time in high school when I was very solid in my faith, and I was like strong in what I believed in, and it really did help me, you know, to like get through every day. And it was like my saving grace when it came to my mental health and my struggles in high school. I really don't think, because it was the first time that I had experienced that mental health plummet the way I had, like, I'd never felt that way before. So I was so lost, like way more lost then than I am now, because I have dealt with it before. And so I kind of know the ins and outs of it and what next steps I need to be taking. But when I was going through it at that time, I was like so unsure of how to deal with it. And so I put a lot of stock into, you know, God and my faith and just prayer and things that like just I knew how to do.
Wow.
And it did really help me, because I feel like I wouldn't have had like the desire to like stay alive, basically, because I just didn't have anything. I didn't really have anyone or anything to
Hold on to. Yeah.
And so it became a tangible thing for me at that point in my life. And I think I'm really lacking in it right now. And I think some of like a lot of it's due to just like a lack of practice, like anything else. I think if something's important to you, you need to prioritize it and make it important. And I think I haven't prioritized prayer and meditation and just like going to church and spirituality and just being connected with something bigger than me. And so that's one of my goals, I think, is to just like really try to get back into a routine with that. I thrive off of routine. So if I can have a routine where I'm, you know, I'm gratitude journaling every day, or I am going to church on Sundays, or I am, I don't know, listening to podcasts about religion, whatever it may be, praying every night the way I used to. I think that will really help me and maybe answer some questions for me that I have about my faith to this day still, and like help me kind of continue that journey of getting where I need to be with that. So
these aliens today are not
I know.
quitting.
They are not. Yeah.
No, that's so interesting though, because I would consider myself like a very spiritual person. I hate saying that, but it's true.
No, I think I am too.
Like I just like I struggle with faith a lot. But we'll get into that next episode.
Yeah.
Just because of like the way I grew up. That's funny.
BYU, baby.
So if y'all didn't know, I grew up Mormon. Yes, fun fact. So I can dive into that, and it's a really interesting story to say the least. But I think it's very important for people to be in tune with like their spirituality, whatever that looks like. Whatever, if it's praying, if you believe in God, if it's
nature,
nature. Yeah, it can be so many different things, and it's not
universe.
It's not just a religion. It's not just an organized religion, because me personally, that doesn't work for me.
Right.
Like I'm really against religion, to be honest, but I respect it, and I love everyone and who's practicing different religions, because I am in tune with my spirituality, and I can see how they are trying to grasp something bigger than them, just the same way I am.
Right.
Just in different ways.
And I think when I think of spirituality, I think of meeting someone where they're at, or vice versa. So whatever you believe is, like you said, it's just like it's a process. And I think people that are really truly trying to figure it out are the ones that are unsure of the idea of organized religion. Like they're just not going to let it kind of, you know, be told, and then that's just what they believe, and, you know, full stop, and there's nothing more to it, and you don't have any other process of diving into that and discovery. I think doubt and fear and all of that is so important in figuring that out. And if you're just sitting there being indoctrinated with someone else's belief because that's how you grew up, like, I think that's a disservice
to
yourself. But I understand that it's not just like an easy situation. Like a lot of people who are in those situations are maybe being oppressed in a way that like they can't get out of. So that we'll get into that in our
next
religion
time.
Episode, because I think that would be so interesting. But yeah, for me, I think it's just my goal is to kind of get back to a sense of normalcy with that, continue diving into that and seeing if that will help me hand in hand with my mental health journey and getting back to a sense of normalcy with that as well. Because I think for me, they do go hand in hand.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. I just think overall 2020 should be a year of positivity and glowing
Realizing
up,
things.
realizing things about yourself, becoming.
You know what that is from, right?
No. I'm not getting any of these references.
It's from what's her fucking name? Kylie Jenner. She was like 20. I can't remember what year it was. Like 2018 maybe is the year of realizing things. And that's like all she said.
Okay, Mara does the best Kim Kardashian
I
impersonation.
do.
Can you please just a little bit?
I do Courtney really well.
Courtney, right.
Courtney, right? Yeah, not Chloe. Okay. Here we go. Literally, Kim, you're being so rude. Scott is such a good dad. I'm just over it.
Are you kidding me? She is in the room. Kourtney Kardashian is literally here.
She's here on our podcast.
She's our guest. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Courtney.
That's a goal.
Yeah, have a Kardashian in our podcast.
In a year.
Hell yeah, baby.
Well, they're in their 30s now. No, I don't know.
Yeah, they are. They're almost 40.
Dang, they look good.
It's because they're rich.
Long-term goal: look as good as them and be as rich as them.
To buy
To buy beauty.
plastic surgery to look that good.
Yeah, we're buying beauty anyway. I think it's a goal of ours to have someone like very prominent on the show
Sure.
in 2020.
Absolutely.
Not saying any of our guests are not prominent people.
No,
You
they
guys have been
definitely are.
amazing.
We're just talking, someone that like is a household name, maybe.
Yes, that'd be cool.
Shoot for the stars, baby.
Shoot for the stars.
Why not?
10x.
What's that mean?
You know, the 10x movement thing. It's this whole like entrepreneur thing that if you think 10 times more than what you believe you can do, you're gonna get there. And it's
Oh,
really interesting.
I like that.
It's a good something to look into as well.
Yeah.
There's like a 10x conference that
Oh, cool.
people attend. I also want to start going to conferences. Will you go with me?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
date.
I think in general, so we've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about faith, we've talked about mental health, we've talked about journaling, all these things. The biggest thing is speaking and writing and acting in ways that will make things a reality for you. So like
Yes.
speaking it into existence, writing it into existence. Like instead of just letting life happen to you, I think 2020, the roaring 20s, the new decade should be the year of deciding now and for the rest of your life that if you want something, you're going to make it happen and you're going to figure out a way. You may not know exactly how that's going to happen.
Okay, Mary.
You may not have the, list of steps to do it, but you're
Yes.
going to figure it out. You're going to do yourself the service of starting it
Yes.
and seeing what happens.
Yes. Okay, Mare.
Mic
Yes.
drop.
Mic drop. No, that's so true because people just let life happen.
Yeah.
And you control so many little things in your life that make up what your life actually is.
Yeah.
So like journaling, you can control that if you do that.
Yeah.
And that's just a tiny little step that'll help every day. That'll form the life that you want to live.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes. That was
Manifest
so good.
destiny, baby.
Baby, bitches and dicks
Bitches and dicks. I like that.
bitches-
I think.
are before dicks.
Oh, you know what would also be a cool thing to have by the end of this year is merchandise.
Yes. I gotta talk
For
to
our
you.
show.
We're having stickers soon.
Oh, we
We're getting
are?
stickers.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
Also, we need to
Fuck
work.
yeah.
We need to work with artists. So if you're listening
Yes. Oh, yeah.
and you want to be the artist of our merch or our new logo, that would be super cool. We can pay you. I have very little money, but I have something.
Yes.
And
I'll scrounge up some change for you all.
it'd be cool though. We need
It would
that.
be really cool.
We love working with
Because I
artists.
think what's cool about that is like creating partnerships with people and then, cross promoting each other. I think is really
Yes.
important for people that are just getting off the ground with whatever passion project they're working on. So
It's so crazy that some like artists are insanely good, but they're just starting out, so they're
Right.
not like at their price level yet. I have so many friends, like my friend Victor, who did the animation for like me and Veronica's show and like the YouTube channel we had. He's so talented. I can't wait to see where he goes. But like right now, he's like still in school and he's still learning and stuff. It's just
Right.
fun to see the growth in my friends and art. And we
Yeah.
want to support you all because we are also considered artists
yeah.
in a different way. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. What an episode. That was
Yeah.
kind of everywhere, but
Kind of all over the place, but I think But you know what? I think that's really cool, and I think it's very symbolic of the start of a new year. You're all over the place.
Yes.
And then you slowly tighten it up from there.
And
you know?
symbolic of your 20s.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
All over the place, but it's the best shit show. It's the
Yes.
beautiful disaster.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway. Okay, thank you so much for listening, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
As always, email us ideas, thoughts. We also might be starting up an Instagram soon,
Yes.
so look out for that.
Yes.
But email is thisisyour20s@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our little saying. You ready?
Yes.
So you may not have your shit figured out.
But that's okay.
This is your 20s. Boom.
Boom, baby.
Mic drop. This was such a fun episode.
This was fun.
I love just talking to Meredith. I could do
Yes.
it all day, every day.
I just like that the microphones make me feel like what I have to say is important.
Because they're so big.
They are
They're
very
so
large.
big. Okay, anyway,
All right,
much
we need to
love.
stop.
Thank you for listening.
Mwah. Goodbye.